The following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
Hey everyone, and welcome to 50 Shades of Bullshit. I'm your host, Christine Lalonde, and this is the podcast where we uncover the truth about online dating. Now let's begin. Hey everybody, I'm Christine, and this is 50 Shades of Bullshit. I hope everybody's doing great this week. I'm so happy to be back, and I have an extraordinary guest talking about a really important topic, because with everything that's so chaotic these days, it's really good to know how and where and when to ground yourself. So I'd like to introduce our guest today. Diana has actually been on our show before. Here I am trying to now scramble to find her stuff because we're going to be talking about staying grounded during uncertain times. Let's bring on Diana.
Hi,
Diana
everybody.
Dorell.
How are you?
I'm great, and I'm so happy to see your beautiful shiny face.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I feel like this is a very timely topic. You know, when you asked me, I was like, it just like came right off the top of my head. And I feel like so many people that I've spoken with are in some kind of a transition, some kind of a change, either, instigated by them or by the universe or somebody else, and it's like, if you've kind of been navigating a transition right now, if you feel lost, if you feel uncertain, then these tips are for you, people.
Right. Well, I'm learning a lot with, listening to the universe, and people can call that whatever they want. A lot of people go, universe, la, la, la. I'm talking about your God, spirit, your guides, your, whatever you want to use as that terminology, to listen to your heart, to listen to your soul, to listen to the signs that are coming in. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And, for those of you that are kind of new to my world, I am an intuitive relationship coach. I'm also a healer and a psychic. And so the tips I'm going to share tonight are really kind of a blend of both worlds. And I love keeping things simple. So if you're a note taker and you're watching or listening to this, I want you to write down the acronym GROUND, because that's what we're going to build off.
I
just
love
to set
it.
the stage.
I love it. Well, I put some things together today to kind of also, I wanted to think about it from my perspective. If I was struggling, which, everybody struggles, even talking about my healing journey, it is going to take forever. It took forever to get here. All the trauma happened years after years after years. People think that a healing journey is just like, boom, you got it, you're done. And it's not. It's a lifetime commitment. And I just wanted to think about, how are some of the ways that I want to know? So I put some things together for you too.
Awesome. Awesome. So should we start with the first tip?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, so the first one is about gathering. Okay, so gathering can mean different things to different people, but for our purposes, it's really about gathering with the people that have your heart. And conversely, right, like spending less time and less energy on the relationships that drain you, that make you feel less than in any way, and that no longer align. And sometimes we don't have a choice. We have to be around like, your boss or like your mom or whatever. And like, if one of your key people doesn't see you, it's not that you have to just completely erase them from your life, but how to manage your energy, and you spend more of your time with the people that love you. So it sounds so simple, but I like simple and effective. And
I
when I
love
was
that.
doing this myself, I'm like, who are the people that I could call, when the shit hits the fan,
Mhm.
regardless of how often we see each other or talk? And maybe it's like 5 people, maybe it's 2 people, maybe it's your dog or your cat.
Mhm.
But really, when we get intentional about filtering who we spend time with,
Mhm.
you will become less anxious, more grounded, and more connected to your truth,
Mhm.
which is going to help you feel good even when things around you seem to be swirling, seem to be changing. Because let's face it, change is constant.
And change can be scary for those who don't know how to handle that. By someone who struggles with grounding, change can really frighten them.
Absolutely. And so looking at your relationship, I think also to change, right? If you're
Mhm.
around so many people that are talking about how the change is bad and scary and how are you going to do that and
Yeah,
planting questions in your mind, that's not going to be the most conducive psychic environment for you to take the leap that your intuition is telling you to
right,
take. So it's
right.
really about being intentional with who you are gathering with. And also, gather is gathering your energy. So, like at the end of the day, right? Like, oftentimes we are walking around and our energy is super open, and we get home and we're exhausted or angry or frustrated. And we're like, we didn't start the day like this.
Right,
Barring being dehydrated, hungry, or tired, like, what else
right.
is there? There's energy. You may have
Mm.
absorbed stuff from your environment.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
gathering your energy, and this is a really cool visualization I share with private clients. Like, I love old Hollywood and
Mhm,
like the gowns. And so, my
mhm.
metaphor for everyone, adapt it, is like, imagine you're wearing this ball gown, right? And you're
Yeah,
literally gathering the whole skirt
yes.
in, like gathering your aura in. When you come home or you step outside your office or close out your business day, have a ritual where you gather your energy back to you. It's so
Mm.
simple, but if you do it, you will notice you are happier, you are healthier, and you are more likely to want to connect with people.
Well, how would you tell somebody to mentally or physically do a ritual to gather that for themselves?
Yeah, so literally closing your eyes, if
Mhm.
and picturing yourself wearing like the most fabulous gown you can think of. And I mean, I love to just pretend I'm grabbing it, right? Imagine that it's too long for you. What do, right? You grab the edges and you inhale and you pull it in,
Mhm.
right? And
Mhm.
like that's it. And it can be as simple as that.
Okay.
Another way, right, is if you imagine like yourself in a bubble.
Mhm.
And I
Mhm.
know we've talked about bubbles on here before, but like
Yeah.
anything that's not the bubble gets to just like fall like oil around an egg off. It gets to
Mhm.
run off the bubble, and just seeing it and using the breath. So inhale is like, I'm starting this. Exhale is, spirit, you take over. I don't need to know who it is. I don't need to know what it is. Eliminate it, let it go. Right.
Mhm. Yeah.
And that's it.
Mickey asks, how can we get our energy on the correct frequency for us?
So, first, right, like I would say the right frequency for you is the energy where you feel joy, where you feel light, where you feel like
Joy.
yourself,
Right.
right? And so
Right.
first we have to identify like, what does that even mean to me, right? So step
Mhm.
1 is like, identify what is the correct frequency, like how do I want to feel in it? And then 2, right, is noticing if the things that you're doing consistently are making you feel that way.
Mm.
Like, right? Is it more or less? And if it's less, then you need to do it differently, or you need to stop doing it, or you need to delegate it out.
Okay.
Right. So,
Okay.
just on like practical terms, on energetic terms, like pay attention to your inputs. If you're very sensitive to energy, maybe you don't want to watch the news for 4 hours a day. right?
Mhm.
Or, if you tend to be really sensitive and you already know you haven't gotten enough sleep, maybe you don't take that girlfriend's call that's going to be bitching for an hour and a half
Go
about,
take a nap.
her breakup. Like, tell her you will get back to her. So
Yeah.
it's like practicing boundaries, but also self-awareness to know, where's my starting point today? Because every day is different.
Right.
What do I need to get back to my baseline?
Do you think that people confuse being grounded with being detached?
I could
And
see why that could happen. So, in my definition, grounded is where you are undeterred by other people's moods,
mm,
opinions, and energies.
okay.
Okay. And then detached, I guess, could be an element of grounded, but you can be detached and also ungrounded.
True.
Which is, I
True.
mean, you smoke enough pot, you're detached and ungrounded as hell.
True. Yes.
So, yeah, grounded, I think of the body. It's like, are you in your
Mhm.
body? And then if you're in your body, right, like, then you can kind of discern the world around you. And detached is a choice that we make
Mhm.
when we see an energy coming at us or within a conversation that we really know is going
Mhm.
to drain us to engage
Mhm.
in further, or we feel like our energy is being used or pulled.
Okay.
And
I
so
see
it's
that.
kind of like a mental, like, oh, okay, like I'm here with you, but like I see what's happening and I don't need to take that on. So I'm going to listen, but I'm not
Mm.
going to try to fix your problem.
Mm. Mhm. Okay, I can see that. So in your definition, you're breaking down grounded. What is our R?
Yeah, let's go to number 2. So number 2 is ramp up physical movement. I love that you talked
Mm.
about exercising and like just getting in your body. So it's really hard to stay in a ton of fear and anxiety when we are moving our bodies. It's like
Mhm.
one focus or the other, right? So tap into what helps you to stay in your body in the moment. For me, when I'm feeling that like stress of the world, I take my little dog for a walk.
Hmm.
And I don't necessarily listen to a lot of things while I'm walking. Like I try to just take in nature and like the moment. And that helps me to kind of manage any uncertainty that I might be feeling. Oftentimes, I'll also get a solution on my walk. It's like, oh, that thing I was worried about 3 days ago, like I know what to do. I need to call this
Mm.
person or I need to change this part of the copy or whatever. So ramping up physical movement, and even if like let's say you're injured or you can't get outside because of the weather, like there's always something we can do. Shoulder rolls, neck rolls. I teach people this goddess sweep. So it's like literally you take your wrists and you flick them out all along your
Oh, I
body.
do that. I do that. I just
Yeah.
didn't know that's what you called. Sometimes
Yeah.
I'm like, fucking get out of my
Yes.
it's
I
like,
call it the goddess sweep and I do it all the time and it cleans off your aura and it makes you feel better. And that
mhm,
is considered movement,
I love it.
So there's really no excuse.
Mhm.
But the next one, the O, is one of my favorites. And it is to own some obsidian. So for all my crystal people, obsidian is a black stone. It's totally, like, how do I say, like matte, right?
Yep.
Versus like
Mhm. Mhm.
glossy.
Mhm.
And it helps with spiritual protection and neutralizing energy. So even just like keeping some by your workstation, in your pocket, in your purse. I've seen some people have like a little sticker of obsidian and they stick it on the back of their cell phone. There's so many different ways that you can use it, but this is one of my
Mhm.
favorite stones for managing uncertainty. So if you're meditating at all and you really want, right, something to do or something to hold, it's a great one. And I saw a
I
question come up.
Yeah,
But
I was just actually going to point that out. So Anastasia says, "Is there a way to block negative energy so it can't affect us?" But I will tell you my own solution first,
go
Anastasia,
ahead. Yeah.
and I definitely want to hear from you, Diana. For me, I was taught to do the white bubble, the white light. So when I do mine, when I have to clear out. The psychic friend that I used to take classes from to learn more about my abilities and to grow and stretch and practice, I feel a lot of my anxiety in my solar plexus. And that is my, what chakra is that? Sorry.
Your third.
Yeah, I just drew a blank. Thank you very much.
No worries.
And it that gets anxiety, that gets really nauseatingly exhausting, that feeling. And she told me to see it as a portal and to take it. So this is my solar plex here, and she told me to do a sweep counterclockwise to open it, almost like you're screwing the lid off of a jar, left, unscrewing it, and pull all of that shit out. Anything that makes me feel anxious, any energy that makes me feel overwhelmed, anxiety, whatever. And then she said, close it. Close that motherfucker back up. So I close it going back clockwise now. So then I just hit my mic. Sorry, folks. I'm sure that was loud. I close it up and then I protect myself with my white light. I do the bubble around me. And that's the best way that I can remove negative energy, seal in my own energy, and protect myself with a white light, my bubble, basically. What are ways that you say that other people can possibly do some kind of exercise to protect ourselves from
Yeah.
negative energy?
So, I feel like this is a natural opportunity to let you guys know if you want to do that fast and you don't necessarily like want to go through 1,000 steps, because I know like sometimes we're busy. I have put together a clearing essentially for everybody, and it's
Love
free.
it.
And it's called the Grounded Goddess Activation. I actually use specific hertz frequency music to
Love
help
it.
you let go. So you can go directly to my website. It is totally free and it's instant access. So I would just do that like tonight, Anastasia, and notice how you feel. It's a crazy fast shift.
And those who are listening and not here
Oh,
watching
yeah.
us,
Yeah.
and Diana's website is her name. It's Diana Dorell, DianaDorell.com. That is her website. You can go on there and find that grounding.
Yeah, it's right on the homepage. You can't miss it.
Great.
But another thing, if you do have a little bit more time and you're like, I really just want to kind of kick this negative energy out, is similar to you, Christine. So I learned it kind of like a radio dial. So I'll literally take my hand, and it doesn't matter what it is. We don't have to know where it's coming from, but same as you, around the solar plexus, even just above, like 2 inches above the belly button is where I was taught, and take it, right? And
Mine's here, right?
Yeah.
Right,
Perfect.
yeah.
Yeah. We're literally going to take it and like open. So turn to the left,
Oh,
right?
see, the same. Okay.
Yep. And it's almost like, okay, I'm opening the faucet, like let the shit go out. And you're going to count to 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take a deep breath and exhale and turn it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is something that you can do before you go out in public. Okay. So it's great if you've already been aware that you've absorbed something, but I do it as a preventative. Like if I know I'm going to a concert or like the grocery store and it's really busy and I'm tired, like I want to make sure that I do that so that when I walk in, I'm not frazzled by people's stuff.
Right.
Because likely, right, like you are very intuitive yourself, and that may be why you're asking. It's like,
That's definitely why she's asking. Yeah. I think that if you are not aware that you are an empath or a sensitive or can absorb people's energies in some way, shape, or form, you wouldn't be asking the question.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a gift, your sensitivity is a gift. And then also on the lines of negative energy, I feel like it's something that, we also kind of have to make friends with our shadow, because sometimes what we perceive as negative energy is just, right, emotions that want to be witnessed and want to be brought up to the surface. Like, why is this triggering me so much? Oh, because I wish I had this. or I didn't do this and I'm mad about it, right? And
Mm.
like when you can name it, sometimes the negative energy is actually there to help you to see something so that you
Right.
can move on. So, yeah, that's just what I wanted to share there. But let's go
I
on to the
love
next one. So we've got gather with people who see you, ramp up physical movement,
that. Right.
own some obsidian. And then the next one is unwind your mind, which I know is so easy to say. Like, great, Deanna, how do I do that?
Right.
But like, let's talk practicals. And I know
Mhm.
that sometimes this might not always feel easy, but turn off all your, devices and stimulation an hour before bed, ideally, especially if you're empathic like I am. And
Mhm.
write down the top 3 things that are priorities for the next day. So
Great idea.
oftentimes we don't have enough mental space. And so although we've technically done everything for the day, like we're still thinking about what we have to do the next day. So three priorities. And if you got those 3 things done in the next day, you would feel so good about yourself. What this allows you to do the next day is get to work and focus. And inevitably, when distractions come up or other stuff, or people want something from you, you run it against those 3. Are they going to help me get to those 3? If not, like I need to like bump it to the bottom of the list.
Right. That's a great idea.
Okay. But unwind your mind can also be things like the meditation, right? Like listening to
Mhm.
high frequency music and binaural beats. I love alpha waves when I'm working, it helps me
Mhm.
focus. Theta
Mhm.
waves when I need to relax. You can go on Spotify, definitely download my free meditation, it will save you. But yeah, so those are kind of 2.
I love the binary beats. There's several healing ones that I use a lot of.
Yeah.
Um, for
434.
34. If
That's the one I have.
527, is it 527? I have them all saved. 888. I use 888 a
Yep,
lot.
me
That's
too.
a money one, and it also calms me. Yeah, the binary beats are a great way. Frequencies are really important when you are talking about your energy. Your energy has a frequency. What you bring into your body it has a frequency, and I think paying attention to that and calming your nerves with that type of thing is really important.
Yes, and you know what? Like you can do it when you're doing like the dishes or something. I think oftentimes we're just like, "Oh, I have to have this dedicated like 1 hour,"
Mhm,
and that's not always
mhm.
realistic. So,
Right.
yeah, like even when you're getting in the shower, let me just play it on my phone and leave the phone on the sink and just have that like playing as you're letting the water just rush down on you. I mean, there's so many creative ways you can do this.
Yeah.
But unwinding your mind, part of that is discipline, right?
Mhm,
Decluttering what needs to get done. And then
mhm.
the spiritual side is now I'd like some support, right, to help me stay in that state.
Yes.
And the next one is neutralize. This is one of my favorite ones. And I think I found this at the dollar store. This little, um, what's it
What's that
called?
called?
What's it
For the
called? Oh my
timer? The
gosh.
sand timer? I don't
Little, oh,
An hourglass.
hourglass.
thank you. It's an hourglass. Yes.
We're both mental.
So, what I love about
Thanks,
this
Rebel.
is like when you're watching the sand go down,
Mhm.
like the sand doesn't give a shit about what you think of it. It's still going down. And it's going down at the exact rate that it's supposed to go down. So, oftentimes when we're in uncertainty, we're trying to speed things up. And it's not time to speed things up. Sometimes it's not even time to know. And so, neutrality is the most powerful point that you
Mm,
can get to emotionally when you're manifesting and when you're trying to ground,
mm.
right? So often we are taught change your negative thought to a positive thought and say that 1,000 times. And I'm like, that's very like logical.
Mhm.
But if the mind doesn't believe that switch, then you are just reinforcing the fact that it's not there.
Right.
And
And that can
so,
be frustrating for somebody who doesn't understand why they're doing it wrong or whatever.
yeah, or the universe hates me. And I'm like,
Right.
no, because then we're still using the mind, right? Words are great, but they're still using the mind. And so instead, can you get yourself to a point of neutral? And I like the hourglass as a metaphor. So I will literally, like, if there's something I'm worried about, I will see that problem just going down. And I'm like, okay, I can worry about it if I really want to. But when that thing goes down, it is officially handled. It is not mine to worry about.
I like that.
And I calm, like I can feel it right now. Like my energy's going from here to here to here. And I'm like,
Taking the focus off of the pain, the anxiety, the worry, the trauma, the drama, that all the high intensity feelings that you feel towards the problem or the situation. And when you are taking that, well, what happens is that we're associating it with something in the past, and we're also concerning ourselves with something in the future with it. And what you're saying basically is take that moment to be in the moment with it
yeah,
and realize it has no power over what you're doing in the motherfucking moment. It has
no.
nothing to do with the past, has nothing to do with the future. It is about now. And when you slow everything down and stop focusing on the problem and just letting it just have its moment, then you can start to see it in a different way. Oh, how can I approach it now? How oh, well, it didn't kill me now, so maybe I shouldn't let it kill me tomorrow.
Yes. And then it's so funny because it becomes this like um non-important thing when before it was like the most fixating, obsessive thought, right?
Right.
And so, yeah, anything like this is just mine, but like anything that gets you to neutral is so powerful. And oftentimes I'll have clients tell me, like, I just like went and like, decluttered like that annoying junk drawer in my kitchen and listened to like rock music. And then I came back and like that person emailed me or like I got the text or like whatever because temporarily you forgot about it and you redirected your energy.
Yeah.
So that also works. But these are for my obsessive folks because I get you. And if you want something to do and like you don't want to let it go, it's like, okay, fine. Stare at it and think about it all you want as the thing goes down.
Yeah, because it
Fixate
is
it.
it is very hard for people to, and I have this problem too. It's very hard for people to stop and think, how can I live in the moment? My brain is always thinking about fucking shit that happened to me or the shit I have to do. There's always something pulling my mind in one direction or another. How do you focus down and just stay in the moment? And a lot of people can't do that. And I can't sometimes either. I like that you're saying take something that shows movement still and let it just capture your attention because it is
Yeah.
in the moment. Redirecting the attention is helpful. And I love that. I love that. I have to figure out what it is that I need. I'm sitting here looking around already going, what can I use? Maybe I might get an hourglass because then it's almost like a timer almost too. Take
Mhm.
this moment to just stay in the moment.
Yes. And don't beat yourself up when you go out of the moment.
Yeah.
It's like, "Oh, okay, this is just a new way of operating, and I don't have to
Mhm.
do it perfectly, but I'm committed to doing it differently because I wanna feel differently."
Mhm.
And so then the last one, you guys, is decide what gets to have your focus.
Mm. We have that choice. People don't think we have that choice. We have that choice.
Yeah, decide what gets your focus, and just because somebody pings you does not mean you have to respond right away.
Mhm.
I had to really, I mean, it's something that I still have to work on. I'm like, I want to jump and like check it off my to-do list and like come up with the perfect answer in the moment. And it's often like in the middle of a creative work session, even though I've put myself on do not disturb. And I'm like, why? Like, this is my own boundary with myself. Nobody else is making me respond right now.
Mhm.
So reminding yourself, oh, I get a choice. I get to decide.
Mhm.
And that I'm not going to, like, the world's not
Mm.
going to fall apart if you decide to wait.
Mhm. Mhm. I think that a lot of people are pulled in many, many directions. I mean, I can relate to that. I'm pulled in 100 directions a day. Everybody wants something from me, some attention from me, something. And I used to feel like, and I was talking to somebody really amazing today about this. I was talking about how we feel like we've got to always say yes. If somebody asks us for something or to do something for them, we're always like, "Oh yeah, I feel like I couldn't say no," you know? And we tend to overextend ourselves by saying yes and then disappointing the person or disappointing ourselves or not being able to follow through, and then there comes a time that people get really overstressed about that. And I was saying that I've learned to be able to say no, and it's okay. Not a bad person if you say no to something. And I only say yes to things I really know that I can follow through on. And making that decision is a lot of how people can ground themselves. So I totally see what you're saying here,
Mhm.
because then we're not stretching ourselves so thin. We're not putting ourselves in a place that we don't want to be because we said yes because we feel like we have to.
And absolutely. And like, I'm sure you've been in this position where you like make a date with a friend, for example, and like they said yes. They're
Mm.
sitting across from you at Starbucks or whatever. But they're not there.
Hmm.
They're sneaking on their phone, right? Or they're just like kind of looking around or they're saying, uh-huh. They're not asking you a lot of questions about what you just shared. And you're just like, why did you even fucking say yes? Like,
Right.
and so what I
Right.
realized or what helped me to kind of get over that people pleasing part
Mm.
is like we don't get to give the best of ourselves when we're overstretched, when we are
True.
overscheduled. And so sometimes saying no is like the greatest gift you can give the people that you care about, even if in the moment, temporarily, you disappoint them. And during uncertain times, when your energy is already more likely to be pulled in directions you don't want,
Yeah.
being the grounded, neutral force, when you're around somebody like that, it's amazing. You're just like, "Oh my God, thank God. I don't have to take care of you." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a joy to be around people like that. And so becoming that person yourself does require you to say no and
Mhm.
decide, no, I'm only focused on these. And I'm going to be an asshole to some people that have gotten used to me saying yes at the
Yes.
drop of a hat. And that's okay.
Hmm. I had to learn to do that. It's been a practice over the last 4 or 5 months for me. This is new, being able to step back and say, "No, I can't. I just can't do that. It's not something I can do right now for you." I used to always felt like I had to be there for everybody all the time, and it just what didn't serve me. It wasn't good for me, and they weren't getting the best of me either.
Yeah, exactly. And if they're not getting the best of you, it's like, it's not really a gift. It's kind of a compromised gift. And it feels like there's strings there, even though you don't intend them to be.
Right.
Um, but, going back to uncertainty, uncertainty can look like so many things. It can be, something more obvious like a death in the family, or it could be like losing your job or losing a relationship, but also just this underlying knowing that your life as you've known it is not the life that you want.
Yeah.
And then what the fuck do you do?
I'm in that spot right now.
Are
Right
you?
right now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My youngest one just graduated. I have no more kids in the house. I have no more responsibilities but myself. I find that a lot of things that the universe is removing from my life, and I had no control over it, and I've had to learn to let that go and trust that it's for a reason. I'm not meant to be in that job. I'm not meant to do
Mm,
these things. was a placeholder for something bigger, for something better, for a lesson I needed to learn, for a growth I needed to grow, and you know,
Yes.
put myself in the place oh God. So here's my problem. I know what I want and I know I'm going to go get it. But all these other things that fill the space before going to get this, like my career, my what I really want to do in my life. I feel like I've got to fill it with all these other bullshits to pay the bills, fill the time,
Mm,
take care of things, and they're distracting me from what I need to do. But what I need to do isn't paying me the bills right now. So I'm
mhm.
spinning my fucking wheels over here, and the universe just said, fuck that. Let's just get rid of it. And it did. And now I'm
Wow.
looking at life going, oh my God. And I'm feeling challenged. I'm feeling challenged. The universe is challenging me because I have the opportunity to go back to some of these other jobs that I let go. And it's saying, oh, let's see. Let's see. Is she serious about moving forward? Or is she serious about just being scared and hanging on to this stuff? And it is
Wow.
a very um frightening thing to look at those things that could save me, but then they could hurt me again. They could put me in a place that I don't need to be in. It is very difficult to look at all that work and walk away from it. And here my granny's pictures are falling down around me. She is saying yes.
Ooh.
Okay, I hear you, bitch. I hear you. Um, uh, and yeah, see, I'm getting all kinds of signs right now that it's true. I'm being tested. I'm being, is she going to go back to these things? Because we are presented with those things again. A past relationship that is easy to go back to, a job that is easy to go back to. But what will it do? It will fill the time and the space to prevent you from moving forward in the place that you need to go. And so I find myself in that right now, and it's a little bit of a struggle, and I appreciate the struggle. I'm
I mean, it's such a vulnerable and magical place to be.
Yeah.
I've been there myself, and I know that like kind of free fall vibe where you're just like I'm at this crossroads and I can like stay in this little tight thing that I know, or I can fly and I don't know what the fuck is going to happen, but
Yeah.
might be really awesome. And so if you too, right, those of you that are listening and watching, like are in a similar place, one thing that's helped me is like daily making the choice to focus more on the vision versus the current circumstance.
That's
You
what I'm
know,
trying to do.
it's like,
Yeah.
well, what is the vision? Because oftentimes when we're like really freaking out, it's because we've either forgotten what the vision is or we haven't taken time to like really flesh it out. It's like, how do I want to feel? Who's there? What are the elements? What does my day look like? And even if it's not right here in real time right now, you wouldn't have those desires if they weren't already out there in the
Right.
field. So
Right.
there's just a delay. I call it like the spiritual waiting room. And yeah, we got to do what we got to do to pay the bills. Like, no judgment on that. But doing it in a way that is in integrity with yourself, with your energy, and
Yes.
also not pretending that it's something it isn't. It's like, oh yeah, I'm just going to do this because I absolutely love it, universe. Like, no, I really prefer to do this. But I have skill sets over here and I need to pay the bills. So I'm going to do this as joyfully as possible. But please know, right? Like, they're not getting 1,010% of me. I'm giving the energy that I'm able to in integrity with the
Right.
other projects that I'm very passionate about.
Right.
And I think when we can be honest with ourselves about that, it's like, okay, this is just the bridge. This is just like the spiritual waiting room, and you're being responsible for your life. So I think that's really brave, and I'm
Thank you.
excited to see what comes on the other side.
I'm excited too. I know it's right here. It's a practice in patience. It is,
Yes.
which I have very little of in my past. So I'm learning about patience, and it is a very calming thing to feel patient about something. I never knew that feeling before, and that is a big growth for me.
Mm.
Um, I learned something recently that is part of some of the practical advice that I wrote down for keeping grounded. And one of them was touch the present moment. And I was trying to figure out ways to stay, like you said, in that moment. And I heard this thing and I was like, oh God, I'm all about the trees. So I tried it and it is really magical. And it
Mm.
it was go and take your shoes off, be barefoot in the ground, in the grass, put your hands on the tree and just like as you do it. And I didn't fucking care if anybody was watching me. I didn't care. I was like, yeah, whatever. And it is it is a really magical thing. And I felt so connected, so grounded, so moved. And I just felt I could feel the energy presence of the tree, of the earth, of the it was amazing. I
Mm.
really loved it.
I love that. That's so funny because on my walk today, I was guided to just like touch a tree
Yeah.
while my dog was like sniffing around. And I'm like, why am I doing this? But I'm like, who cares? Like, it feels really good.
Right?
Like parents are dropping off their like elementary kids, and I'm sure they're like, what is this weird lady touching a tree with her little dog, like staring at the tree?
That's me. I was at the house where that I manage in Beverly Hills, and I was like, nobody's around. It's the backyard. Nobody can see me from the house. So I went out and I was like, just holding on to the tree, feeling the ground, enjoying the moment, feeling the breeze, and it's interesting when you start to do the branches start moving. It was like really incredible, and then all of a sudden I realized that the pool guy was out there, and
He
I was
is
like,
like, okay,
"He
it's
did
Beverly Hills,
he just like,
whatever.
whatever." I just like, "Whatever, I don't care." I just laughed, grabbed my shoes, and walked back in the house. It was funny.
That's
Um,
awesome, though. I love that tip. And getting into nature is such a quick way to get grounded. Or if you can't
Absolutely.
get outside, like get a screensaver, right, of nature. Like you
Yeah,
can get a little fountain from freaking Walmart and like put it in your office. Like there's ways to mimic nature and
yeah.
remind yourself, like, oh, like I am of the earth, even though there's this crazy shit happening
Mhm,
around me.
mhm.
I can choose to cultivate an inner and outer environment of peace.
Yeah. My practical tips that I have was breathe before you react. If you feel your body starting to react, I don't care how many numbers of breath you take in. Let's just say 5, like you had said. My practice is breathing in for 5, holding it for 5, and letting everything relax during that hold of 5, and then blow all of it out on 5.
I love
And
that.
so I felt like that hold and relax is just such a soothing thing. The touch the present moment, like either find your thing to ground you in the moment, simplify your focus. And that just feels like when life is impossible, things are overwhelming, the next step is crazy. Think about only the next step and not
Mm,
the whole picture, the whole staircase. I always use goals as a like a ladder analogy, whatever. Each ring is leading you up. Stay focused on one ring at a time. Don't look at don't look up and go, oh shit, there's 500 other rings to get to where I want to be. Just focus on each ring, which is basically your next step. Focus on it. Don't look at the entire picture yet. And the last one I have is disconnect to reconnect.
I like that one.
Yeah, so unplug for an hour, reduce the noise stimulation, which affects your nervous system and makes you feel grounded sooner. It's hard to ground when there's all this pops and buzzes going on in your life.
It's true.
Yeah.
And we love all the buzzing, like we're addicted to the buzzing. We're addicted to the adrenaline rush of getting the ping or hearing the thing. And it's like, okay, I've forgotten to just be.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I made a mistake. There are others, but you touched on them. One of them was use the senses of our anchors, which is what you said about the hourglass and the
Yeah.
tree. Move your body, gentle movement, stretching, dancing, cleaning, walking. It discharges that stress energy. I love that you said that. Create a grounding ritual, which could be like lighting a candle, doing journals, say affirmations, listen to a song that reminds you of who you are,
Yes.
and lean into nature. We talked about that. Speak your truth out loud. That's a great way of saying, like, I feel anxious right now, and it's okay. Like,
Yeah.
for me, it's I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing, but it is okay because I have me and I will be great. I will land on my feet. I'm like a fucking cat. I land on my feet every time. And my last one actually is amazing. Remember that you are safe and that this moment will pass.
Yes.
Because grounding is an escapism. It's about reminding that you are okay right now. Right?
And safety, right? If we feel
Safety.
safe, we can create anything. When we feel unsafe, we will create stories that hijack our good
Right.
from coming in. So that's beautiful.
Mm.
And I wanted to just also bring in an intuitive message for
Yes.
everybody.
I was going to say, do
A mini reading.
Mini reading.
Yeah. So I have my deck, you guys, your magical intuition oracle.
Oh, yep. Hold on. Here we
She's
are.
got hers too.
My God.
Woo!
I love your cards, by the way.
Thank you. So, yeah, what I'm going to do is just pull 3 cards and interpret
Okay.
them. And if
We have 3 minutes.
okay, then let's do one
good?
card. Yeah,
Okay.
we'll do one
Okay.
card.
Let's
So,
do one.
whatever you need to know, and this is for everybody in all time zones, whenever you watch or see this or listen.
Mhm.
Embracing differences. So it's a beautiful puzzle piece of a heart, and it says your difference makes you special. So looking at where are you trying too hard to fit in, and knowing that the thing that makes you weird, the thing that maybe you feel shame around, is actually your greatest source of power and healing and magnetism. So trust that and know that you are so loved and that you matter. It's been such a pleasure to be here with you guys. Please, I'd love to keep in touch. I am on all the socials under my name, Deanna Dorell. I'm like, we'll do a blanket.
Look what I pulled.
Divine timing. Oh, I love that.
It's the hourglass.
Oh my God.
I
We didn't
pulled
even
it.
plan that.
You are exactly where you need to be. Keep that in mind every day. You are exactly where you need to be. I said something earlier to somebody that was like, I think it was like, it's not about what I want anymore. Because what I want is a limited thought pattern of not knowing what else there could be out there. What I need is what the universe is giving me, that it's reminding me, oh my God, the second card was yours.
Yes.
Oh,
and I didn't tell you this, goddess, but before we started and I had my deck.
Yes.
That one, the timing one, was the one on top.
One just popped out. Boundaries. It's okay to choose you. It's okay to choose you. I love your cards very much. I use them quite often. I use them in conjunction with my original tarots.
Oh, love it.
Which I love these so much. But yours are quite stunning. If anybody wants these cards, Diana sells them on her website. These are really extraordinary. And they come with a beautiful purple bag. I love this. I carry all my cards in it together.
I love that you do that. And for anybody that would like it too, you also get a bonus course on how to give yourself a super accurate reading. So even if you're like, how do I do this? Like, I break it down for you. I share my secrets. But I would love to connect with everybody. So please check out the website at deannadorell.com. Christine, thank you so much for having me on. It's been such a pleasure.
Diana. You're
I
amazing.
love you too.
You're an extraordinary woman, and I'm very grateful to have you in my life. You have touched me not in inappropriate ways, but in wonderful ways. As soon as I said it, I was like, that sounded fucked up. But yeah, you've really touched my life. And I know that people who come to listen to this show value what you have to say. And I'm so grateful for you to be here. So thank you. So all of you who, God, I keep hitting my mic. To all of you who have come every week, who came today, thank you so much for joining us. We love having you here, and hopefully you got something from today. And we're going to be here again next week, same time, same place. And until then, you just keep that shit real.
If you enjoyed this episode, please share with your friends, like and follow us on Instagram at 50 Shades of _bullshit and Facebook at 50 Shades of Bullshit. Thanks so much for listening, and we really hope to see you again next week.